Set on transmit. You know, a lot of people in the world, if not everybody, certainly most people, are set on transmit, and they don't take in fully what's being said to them. They're listening to respond, and the response is often happening as the person's speaking, even before they finish speaking. And interrupting can happen, or certainly someone's just not paying full attention to what you're saying. And that leads to miscommunication, and it leads to people feeling unseen and unheard. So the greatest gift you can give to another person, and it's a win-win situation, it's a gift for yourself at the same time, is to listen with 100% of your attention. Be the receiver, be receptive, be open to what is being said. You know, if someone's being rude, then it's not about you, it's about their own mental state of being in that moment. But to listen, it's not necessarily about what they're saying. You kind of tap into a greater level of communication and connection when you listen fully. So you can be listening for what's not being said. You can be noticing body language. You can be really tuning into the energy of it. You know, what's bothering this person? Whether they're being pleasant with you or unpleasant with you. As you listen, you start to fill up your understanding of what's happening. You start to see the bigger picture, and you tap into presence. You become present in the moment when you listen 100%. So that's why it's a gift for yourself as well as the other person. And somebody else, you know, you do that for them, they feel seen and they feel heard. They don't need to prove themselves to the same degree. So, you know, the battle can come out of the communication. A gentleness can enter it, a deeper sense of heartfelt connection, you know, born of love and understanding and compassion, can grow simply by listening to somebody. So it doesn't matter if people are set on transmit, you know, look after yourself. You know, are you set on transmit? Are you listening just to respond? Are you not really that interested in what is the other person saying? You're more interested in putting your point across. And I actually find that, you know, communication can be so much more purified and clear if you're listening 100%. I think the fight comes out of it, and a clarity enters, and people can sometimes hear and see what they're doing is unfair. If you say nothing, like I think, you know, silence says more than 1,000 words. It speaks volumes. Just being quiet and silent. It's not being quiet in the sense that you're not standing up for yourself. You can still stand up for yourself when there's the space to speak. But if you fully receive what another person's saying, or so open, you know, any rudeness can go through you like air, you know, because there's not a you trying to transmit yourself. You're receiving, and that's like being like air, really, you know. So nothing sticks to you, and their words can just be discharged. They can just allow the experience that they're having to purify when you just listen to them. There's not so much tension in the communication. There's not the battle. They're being so fully seen and heard that any need to force their point can just dissipate. And you just being there 100% for them in that moment. And again, like I said, it's always a gift for yourself. It's a win-win situation that you come into a state of presence when you listen 100%. With no need to reply, no need to counteract what the other person is saying. And then when there's space to speak, you will speak your truth. And because your truth is going to be spoken much more purely and clearly when you're coming from a state of presence, which is always a much more gentle experience. And I think then your words kind of go straight to their heart. They hear you much more readily when you allow yourself to be receptive, allow yourself to open up, and then the truth can flow through you much more readily and easily. And in my experience, then other people hear you much more clearly, and they feel seen and heard. So the communication is much more pleasant and easy and relaxed.